All right, welcome back to part 6. The primer is on. Once it dried, it actually looked a whole heck of a lot better. It doesn't show up as well on camera, but in person, it went on really nicely and it hid a lot of the imperfections in the walls. I bought an insane amount of paint. I decided to do the same paint color for both the front entry and the entire rental unit just because it's cheaper to buy in bulk. In today's video, hopefully what you'll see is I'd like to get ceiling paint in the entryway. I'd like to spackle the apartment because there's tons of nail holes and scuffs and scrapes on the walls. So we'll get all of that looking nice and pretty. We'll lay a drop cloth in the apartment and we're gonna call that for today. So thank you so much for following along. The views are starting to get up there, don't mean to brag. Got almost 100 on the first episode. It's fun. So follow along, enjoy. Brush out the stain. So after I sprayed it, it put a bunch of like drops on the ceiling. I don't know why. I'm gonna see if this fixed it. Yep, it must have had a clog. So I have the brush here. It's basically because I'm still learning. So I'm just gonna brush out this high spot. And the high spot is not the paint gun's fault. I put way too much paint on that spot. And they say that where the window is, you wanna paint with, so you see less of the imperfections, because if you paint it against the sunlight, I need to put the mask on, but if you paint it against the sunlight, then the little lumps that inevitably you're gonna leave are gonna show up. Look, there's a clog. I'm gonna flip this around. Go. Ceiling is completely done. You can see the little bit of overspray that I did on purpose just to make sure I was right in the corner. Much smoother today. Was smooth. I think I'm starting to understand the machine. I had a clog, but I fixed it by just flipping the spray nozzle around. Gave her a shot into my empty can down here, which is full of gross, but I can actually see a little tiny piece of sand in there. It doesn't take much to clog it up, but when it's working, it works phenomenal. So I'm gonna give this, it says an hour for dry and then 2 hours to recoat, so I'm gonna give it 2 hours. All right, behind me is the front entryway that we've been working on. I figured it's time to give you guys a tour of the apartment. We're gonna be spackling in here. We'll wait for the ceiling paint to dry out there. So this is your view as you walk into the apartment. We'll do the very first. This is your office space. It's quite large for an office, but it's a little awkward for a bedroom. We have had this used as a bedroom by tenants in the past. It works fine, it just doesn't have a closet, so you can't officially call it a bedroom. We'll walk out to the main living space. Move our way over to the kitchen. We're gonna put a new microwave, I think, with a vent that goes outside. There's storage in here, cold storage. And then as we come back over, you have the bathroom and the master bedroom. So it's a full bath. The dehumidifier you just seen is plumbed in. And then the master bedroom is actually bigger than our bedroom upstairs with a full closet. And then the last door you see over here leads to the shared laundry that we've already renovated. I'll show you what we'll be doing in here while we wait for the paint to dry. I don't know if you can tell, there's a bunch of nicks and marks in the wall here. Big dents, nail holes. So I'm just gonna go around every wall and fill them in with the pink stuff. Once it's dry, it'll go white, and then we will sand it and get ready to paint this room as well. All the nail holes that I could find are spotted. I pulled all of the extra nails out of the walls. So at this point, I'm gonna grab the same pink stuff just for wood, and I'll show you. So this one's not so bad, but you can see a bunch of marks in it. And the spare bedroom is totally destroyed. So I'm just gonna put a skim on top and make it look a lot better than it is now. Here's my master plan. I'm going to tape the unit and paint the roof in here before I paint the walls in the front entry, because every time I cycle different paints through the paint sprayer, I have to wash it, and washing it takes around 30 minutes. So I'm gonna paint the ceiling in here, wash it, and then paint both the walls in here and the walls out there in the same pass. So I got a lot of taping ahead of me. Okay, that was way more work than I thought it would be. So everything in the unit is taped, plastic, looks like a crime scene in here. The only thing left to do is to tape the doors of the rooms that I'll be working in. So I'm gonna tape the backside of every room's door as I work in there, and then I'll peel it off, move out, tape the front side of it, and paint the next room. So we're gonna call this video here today. Thank you for following along. This is so fun to record and edit. I think I honestly like that part better than actually doing the work. But if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.